I've been getting some speculation and stuff like that over this video I had recently gotten, or my friend had recently gotten, of a ghost shadow figure we supposedly captured at the Shepherdstown, one of the graveyards in Shepherdstown. So I decided to go do him video on it so I can explain to everybody where it is, because some people have issues finding it, and I figured I would just do a video and just show like the authenticity of it. So the original video is right here. This is the one that my friend had sent me. And for those of you who haven't seen it, I'm going to play it and you guys see before I show you exactly where this thing's at. And they said we can come to the graveyard ourselves. There's too many people at one time to be trying to capture anything.
Alright, where are you?
Nowhere else.
Give me a sign that you're here. Something. Anything. Anything at all.
All right, so for those of you who didn't catch it, at about 18 seconds in, my friend is walking down to this big, I guess you would call it a big grave right there. So a lot of people miss it, and it's hard to see. So I'll go to it to show you guys what I saw.
Give me a
So
sign
about 18
that
seconds
you're here.
in,
Something.
he asked, "Can you show me something?" So we called it out pretty much. So I'll kind of point it out on the screen when it stops. So he pans over to the right,
Anything.
right there. Let me go back. Go back again.
Anything.
Right here. That. This, whatever this is, which I'm going to say it's an entity. Definitely a shadow figure, and I'll explain why I think that. So this is walking. So now that you know where to look, right here, I'll rewind it a little bit so you guys can see that it's walking.
Anything.
And it stops. So there it is again. And he'll pan back over to the right, and it's still standing there.
Anything at all.
So right there. And a lot of people were like, well, that's probably his shadow from the light. And that's what I had thought. So before I posted the video, I came home to verify that, go through my footage. And this is my footage. So this is him walking down there, seeing the ghost.
Something.
The shadow into the shadow figure right there. And then it goes to my point of view from my my phone camera. Now my phone camera was having issues, and it was really like buggy, and it couldn't focus. So here's my point of view. This is my phone.
Like nowhere else. Why are you?
So there's my friend right there. He's currently walking down to that grave. As you see, our lights are not that bright. To cast a shadow that was that dark would have had to been a very bright light. This is as bright as I had it. This was my phone and my GoPro light at the same time, so they're not very bright. But here's where everything went crazy.
Not focusing. What is in that? What the fuck was that? It just went in front of my screen. Was that? Did you put your bottle in front of my screen? The fuck?
So as you saw, something had hit my screen, and I went to look down at the ground to try to find it. Now both my cameras were like that. I have both cameras showing that I looked down at the ground. So he's already down there. He's already paying through. He would have already seen whatever was down there. So obviously my light's not shining on him. So I don't know what it was that hit me. I could not find it after it hit me.
The fuck was that? It just went in front of my... Why are you not focusing? What is in that?
Whatever that was, I wasn't looking through my camera. I was actually looking, period, to watch Adam do what he was doing. And I couldn't find it. I had no idea what it was. I looked on the ground and couldn't find nothing. So there's that part of it. So I'll go back to the original video and point out some more facts about this that I thought when I was looking.
Anything.
So if you see, it's walking from the right. He was walking straight down. So it's walking to the right a little bit. See? So it's going from like a very slow pace walk. He's still walking. So, and also there's that part. So as he gets closer, he stops walking. This stops walking. It's standing there. He's still walking. So it's not his shadow. I've done figured that part out. So it's not his shadow that's moving. Another thing that I pointed out that I wanted to address is there's no light here. There would have to be a very bright light to cast a shadow that dark.
Anything.
And I was trying to prove that it wasn't, something or somebody.
Anything.
So if you look right there, it's going through. This is not a solid person. This is nothing. It's not matching the way he's walking, because in my last video, you saw him walking straight down to where the graveyard was.
Anything.
And then what really made me believe that this is not his shadow is this is a half wall right here. So if by some chance I had a light that bright, which I don't, you can see that there's no light here that's that bright. Okay? I would not have seen the top half of him. I would only seen the bottom half because of the wall. Because the shadow would have had somewhere to hit here, but not here. This is a whole person. Whatever this is, it's not. And you would see the light. You would see the shadow literally come from his legs out. There's nothing here. You see right here, there's no shadow from him. Whatever this is standing up. It's not going across the ground. It's standing up. And where I was at, I was straight behind him. There's no...
And
straight behind him. So let me find that part of the video where I was right behind him where he starts walking down.
Like nowhere else.
You can see that my light is not that bright. It takes a lot. It takes both my lights just to hit the corner of this house. And we're closer to this building than we are the actual grave.
Why are you not focused?
And there he is, walking straight down. Not to the right, not from the right, straight down.
What is in that?
So he walks straight down to that grave.
And they said we can come to the graveyard ourselves.
Give me a sign that you're here. Something.
So it walks from the right. So already right there, that's not him. And to prove that it's not a shadow, another thing I looked at is it's still there. So it's hard to see. I'm trying to get it perfect. So as he's panning around to the left, it's still there. It's still dark. There's no light here. Nothing. But it's still dark, and you can see the top half of it. And when you would shine your light on a shadow, the shadow would disappear completely as far as like the bottom, but the shadow outline's still there. So whatever this isn't his shadow. So, and I was up until 4 a.m. watching this video trying to debunk it because I thought we just had got a shadow, but I went through all my footage and none of it shows it's a shadow. And it just doesn't make sense. So I'm like, okay, well this has to be a shadow figure.
Anything at all.
So I sent it to a bunch of people. They looked at it, and there it is. It's still there. It's standing. Whatever this is, it's still there. And it's really dark. And like I said, if we would have had to cast a shadow that dark, it would have to be a very bright spotlight. So another thing I found that was interesting here is I had gone through this exact grave site, and I know the video shown again, where we saw the ghost. And this is the grave we were at. Now mind you, we went through the whole tour. This is one of the first stops we came to. This video here is when we came back ourselves. We had 30-odd people. We went alone. There was 3 of us.
You're here. Something.
So this is his footage.
Anything.
And then this is my footage when we first got here. So the tour guide, great tour guide by the way, told us to walk around and go check everything out. So we did. We walked around for a few minutes. This is as bright as my GoPro light is. And my GoPro light is a LED light. My phone is no better than that. And I had a baby flashlight, so my light wasn't that bright. As you can see, nothing around it really is getting hit. It's literally what I'm just pointing it at. This is... So I'm standing here looking at this grave. Just on what? Gonna ghost tour party. Different, I guess. Oh my different, I guess. Oh my sweatshirt. So as you heard, I said, "Oh my sweatshirt." So early in the tour, I had my sweatshirt wrapped around my neck, and it was halfway tied. Well, as I turn around, it flies back. So I'm trying to play it off like, "Hey, you know what? It just fell off." And I got to thinking about it after I saw the video of the shadow figure, and it's the exact same grave we saw him at. And not even just that, it would have slid straight down my back, but it was closer to the grave than it was to me. Which is also another weird thing because I feel like it was yanked. Now I could be wrong and over speculating, but that's the only thing that made sense. Because there's the grave we were at. Behind his grave is where we saw it.
Well, same difference, I guess. Oh, my sweatshirt. That was weird. That was really weird. That was weird. My sweatshirt fell off. No, I mean, it was like this and it fucking fell off. That was weird. No, I'm not paranoid. It really fell off. You see how I'm holding it, right?
Well, it looks like your sins are finally catching up to you.
So yeah, so looking at everything I see here, it just doesn't make sense that it would be his shadow, and it doesn't, and nothing adds up. And believe me, I've been trying to make it add up.
And they said we can come to...
Because none of this is making sense as to why it's there. Like,
anything.
it's a solid shadow. It's only his light. My light's not showing down here. As you can see, it's dark here, dark here. Whatever this is extremely dark. And the light's going through it, but the outline is still there. And that's what worries me the most is I believe we caught a shadow figure. Now, I'm not happy about this, and there's a reason why. Because the tour guide's been doing this for years. And she never, and you can see the outline still, right now. The tour guide, I had sent her this video. And, you know, they haven't gotten it. They showed us the evidence they have, and none of it was really concrete. I mean, there's pictures and stuff like that looks like people, and a lot of it did, but it's grainy. This is a whole person that's in this video, which is what freaks me out the most. Now, don't get me wrong, I went to a ghost tour expecting to maybe get like a face-looking thing that we would have had to, you know, oh, it could be a face, it couldn't be, but it was cool. I wasn't expecting to get a whole outline of a shadow figure person in the video. So we had gotten back to his place, we saw the video, and I was like, nah, I need to look this up. I was up for at least 5 hours looking through all my footage to try to figure out what this was, thinking it was a shadow. And none of it adds up. Now, a lot of people can say this is edited, and that's fine. If there's a professional out there who can go through videos and check and see if they're edited, please message me. I'll send you the original copy of it. Now, as scared as this made me, and I mean, it terrified me because I didn't expect to actually see something. We do plan on going back. So if you want to subscribe to this channel, please do, because we're going to go back and try to find it. We're going to take some better gear. I have people who have EMFs and all that stuff, so we're going to try to take them along with us. But whatever this was showed itself to us after we asked. It wasn't a coincidence that it showed up, because it's not there.
Give me a sign.
So you see, right here, nothing. Nothing at all. There's nothing here. Okay, so if my light was behind him, you would see the shadow now. But as he says, can you show us something, it pops up.
That you're here. Something. Anything.
Right there. A person. A person. And the worst part about it is, and I'm not saying a person as in a person. I mean, it's something there.
Anything. Anything.
And what freaks me out is it's walking from the right. And it stops and looks at him before he does. So it's standing still at this point. And he's still walking. And there it is, standing there. So if you have any comments, you know, say anything. I don't care. It is what it is. If you've seen something like this, or you believe it, it has to be a shadow figure. There's no other choice and no other explanation for what this is. And I've sent it to other people. They've looked through it, and they said that they have nothing. They've looked through the video countless times, and they said it doesn't look like a shadow is being produced from him. There's no bright light. It's still there. So I just wanted to make the video to kind of show everybody, so everybody can see exactly what it is, because it's hard to see, and I will admit it is hard to see. I wonder if I can get it to zoom. Okay. Okay, so I don't think it's going to show the actual... Okay, no, it's not. It was worth a try. So, yeah, it just... For everything that happened at that point at night, it just doesn't make sense. Because I had my sweatshirt pulled there. My phone was having issues in that corner, trying to clear up. It was pretty much glitching out. And then we saw that. So nothing adds up. But we do plan on going back. And for those of you who are wondering, this is the Shepherdstown Ghost Tour or the Mystery Walk. They have a website. Just Google it. It's in Shepherdstown, West Virginia. There's a lot of great history there. The tour was actually really, really good. The tour guide was great. She did a great job. So if you guys are interested in doing this, Shepherdstown Ghost Tours on Facebook, or Shepherdstown, West Virginia Mystery Walk, or Ghost Tour, Google that and you'll find it. It's $15 per person. It's about an hour and a half walk. But it was great. There was a lot of history that was taught. So that's pretty much all I got. If you guys want to comment on it and tell me what you think, please do. Subscribe to the page because I plan on putting more of this stuff up.